Hello booktubers, my name is Lauren, you're watching Dreams Books Courage, and today I'm going to be filming one of my favorite videos that I do every month, which is my July book haul. This month I actually did not buy that many books, which I am very proud of myself about, and all of these books I have either already read or I am planning to read within the next 2 months, so I do not feel guilty whatsoever about these books that I bought, so let's go ahead and get into them. So the first book we have is one that I have hauled in a previous book haul, and that is Fangirl by Rainbow Rowell. The reason I am once again hauling this book is because this is actually a different edition. This one is the exclusive collector's edition, and I've just seen so much about it online, and ever since I heard that they were coming out, I really wanted to pick it up. So I decided to go ahead and purchase this book and give the other edition to my mom. Obviously this is a different cover than the original edition, with it having a different background color, and also the people on it are a bit bigger. And then on the naked hardback we have a coffee cup with Kath's name on it. I love coffee, and this looks a lot like a Starbucks cup, so I think that's a very cute feature of this novel. Plus I really love these colors together. And then on the inside we have cute fan art like these two, and then we have even more fan art on the back in pages. And this also has a cute little pink ribbon bookmark, and I love it whenever books have ribbon bookmarks in it. I think it's just a really adorable extra feature to have. I still have yet to read Fangirl, but I'm really excited to read it, and I'm planning on reading it at the beginning of next month. From what I've gathered, this is about a girl named Kath, and her twin sister go to the same college, but then her twin sister kind of wants to go off on her own, and so Kath is forced to live in a dorm with someone she's never met and make her own friends, which is kind of hard for her to do. It seems like she has some social anxiety problems, and she's also having quite a hard time transitioning into college. I'm about to start transitioning into college myself, and so I think it'll be very interesting to see how Kath transitions. I know she's kind of frustrating in this book because she has such a hard time with college, but that will probably make me feel a little bit better about myself transitioning into college, and I'm really looking forward to reading this book. I know a lot of people can really relate to Kath, and I feel like I would be able to as well. So I'm looking forward to reading this very soon. Next we have a book that I actually got for free, and that is Station 11 by Emily St. John Mandel. The reason I got this book for free is because it is actually going to be common reading for all first-year students at the university that I'm going to this fall, and so I'm really looking forward to reading this. I think it's really awesome that they picked such a well-known book that's also very highly rated. I've heard so many booktubers talk about this book, and I've all heard them say really good things about it. And this kind of reminds me of a post-apocalyptic read, and so I'm really looking forward to that. I've been really into books like this and like survival type books, and so I'm really looking forward to how Emily St. John Mandel tells this story. This is an adult novel which follows a traveling troupe which is made up of like actors and musicians, and at one point in time there was this horrible flu pandemic that kind of took over the entire world and ended civilization as we know it to be. And so I think one of the main ideals of this story is how civilization continues and how art is such a huge part of our culture, and so it's very essential to society even whenever everything else is lost. It sounds super interesting, and it looks like it'll be a pretty quick read. I'm going to be annotating this book as I go along, and so I'm really looking forward to that and to seeing what all the hype is about. Next we have a book that I pre-ordered and have been looking forward to for months, and that is the 5th book in the William Shakespeare Star Wars series. This one is The Clone Army Attacketh by Ian Doescher. Obviously this follows the 2nd episode of Star Wars, and once again I'm in love with this cover. These covers are so well designed, and I think that they really fit into the theme of William Shakespeare and also Star Wars. I've mentioned these books in a lot of videos, but once again this is just an exact retelling of the Star Wars movies, but as if William Shakespeare told them. And you would think that they were just really silly books that just have weird words put in them and stuff like that. But these plays are actually very well done and very close to how Shakespeare would actually write them. They're all told in 5 acts, and they have iambic pentameter, and also certain characters speak in certain ways. This book is very well made, and I would definitely suggest this series if you are at all interested in Shakespeare or Star Wars. I'm planning on reading this book later this month, but before I read it I'm going to be rewatching episode 2, and I'm sure that this will be yet another fun and quick read. The next book I read about 2 years ago, and that is 1984 by George Orwell. I really have been meaning to pick this book up for about 2 years because I just really enjoyed it, and I talk about this book fairly often on my channel, so I would just like to have a copy around. I decided to pick this book up on July 13th, which is my booktube birthday, and I felt like I should reward myself in some way, so I decided to pick up a book that I already knew and loved. This book takes place in the year of 1984 in this alternative universe, and in this universe London has formed into this type of utopia setting that actually is a dystopian within the novel. school. Winston is the main character of this book, and he's trying to decide whether what the government is doing is right or not, and the entire government is controlled by this entity known as Big Brother. And a lot of you have probably heard of Big Brother before, as in Big Brother is always watching you. And of course, this is the novel where all of that started. It's a very creepy and fascinating look at how a utopian world can be horrible. And a few of these scenes really did kind of terrify me about how the world could possibly turn into. I would definitely recommend you guys read this if you have ever enjoyed a dystopian book. This is one of the foundations of dystopians, and it's a really good read and very well thought out, so I would definitely recommend this for pretty much anyone. I really love it, and I think a lot of you guys would too. And the last book that I'm going to be talking to you guys about today is one that I'm sure is going to be on a lot of people's book hauls, and that book is Go Set a Watchman by Harper Lee. This is kind of like a sequel to To Kill a Mockingbird. It still takes place from the point of view of Scout, who is now in her 20s and coming back to her hometown of Macon, and from what I've gathered, this is kind of her looking back on her life and also looking at the events that happened without seeing it through rose-colored glasses like she did whenever she was younger. I've heard a lot of mixed reviews so far on this book. Some people don't like it because it kind of changes their perception of Scout and Atticus Finch, and some people really enjoy it. I think I will really enjoy it because I didn't really grow up reading To Kill a Mockingbird. Actually, I just started reading To Kill a Mockingbird, so I think I can really go into this book without any real bias against it. It sounds like it'll be a really good story, and it's pretty short, and I'm looking forward to it a lot. And also, I'm really loving this cover. I think it is so pretty, and I love these colors together. Overall, I think this looks like it'll be a very well done sequel to Kill a Mockingbird. Thank you guys so much for watching this video. I really hope you enjoyed it, and if you have read any of these books or have any thoughts on them, I would love to hear them all down below. Also, I would love to hear how many books you guys are hauling this month, and now I'm gonna go get back to reading.